Hey, so I started pulling some cards right away to get ready for this twin flame reading, and I was asking some questions that I was personally just thinking about in regards to the twin flame journey, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should record this. I asked Spirit, should I be recording this? And they're like, yeah, wouldn't be a bad idea. So I started with this first card where I asked if I was correct in assuming that something like the twin flame exists, meaning those that are highly spiritual, that are super aware and supremely connected to themselves, their lives, and the divine, that are in some sort of collective energy together, getting connected to this divine counterpart. And I got the Chariot, which denoted to me yes. And you're kind of leading the way. How are you leading the way? Downloads. The second card, the Ten of Wands in reverse, which has always meant to me a lot of downloads coming in. Specifically the Ten of Wands, and specifically in reverse, has always meant to me a lot of downloads coming in. Then the Three of Pentacles in reverse, which is separately but together. So a lot of us, Lightworkers, Starseeds, twin flames, highly spiritual folks, spiritual warriors, spiritual teachers, just very in tuned, awakened people that have been on a spiritual journey for quite some time right now. Quite some time by now, or if it's been a short time, very profoundly, like a lot of experiences in a shorter period of time, whereas some people have been feeling that for decades, right? So you've been downloading a lot for the collective, separately, like as in all of us separately from each other, but together at the same time. We've been all downloading, and we know that Lightworkers are kind of put all around the country, all around the world, away from each other, so we can download into all the parts of the world. So what are these downloads? And I got the Nine of Cups in reverse, and we were just kind of downloading, manifesting things that we wanted. But Lightworkers, Starseeds, twin flames, the things that we want are so pure, genuine, and good, inherently good, that it's just good for not just us, but for the world, for our communities. So that's how we've been helping. We've been getting downloads, visions of like bigger things that we want to achieve or work towards, such as our soul mission, which usually means not just something for ourselves and our own families and our own communities, but something that could potentially help a lot of people. So the things that we see visions of are really, really altruistic and very grand visions, and we play our own parts in that. We figure out, what can we do today, what can we do this month, this year, in our lifetimes to achieve that kind of bigger vision. And usually the things that we want are really good for us and other people around us too. And then the Ten of Swords, this is kind of like our dark night of the soul, because it's a difficult thing to bring in that kind of vision, bring in that much goodness, pure goodness, that much pure light, especially when you're on your own. So it's been kind of like a dark night of the soul, because the things that you want to achieve, it's like the whole world is against you, because there's so much dark energies out there. It's so much you have to overcome in order to bring in this much light, this much pure goodness. So that was something that we had to do a lot, is just kind of on our own, bring in this kind of vision, bring in this kind of even smaller form of light and love individually, which is very difficult. So even after you've had your dark night of the soul, or after the many dark night of the soul that you must have had while you were awakening and on your spiritual journey, after, you have the dark night of soul, like some sort of depression, really dark period in your life, you kind of take the time to heal after the dark night of soul, because when you're in it, you kind of have to just focus on surviving and getting through it. Once you get through it, afterwards you kind of acclimate to life again, and you try to heal. And once you heal, you kind of learn the lessons of why that dark night of the soul happened, what to do not to repeat it again. And you kind of evolve your soul, evolve your consciousness, evolve your being into this higher version of yourself. And then you acclimate into the world again as this higher version of yourself, right? And then once you've done that kind of acclimating, so you have the dark night of soul, depression, then healing and learning and acclimating. Once you've acclimated, that's a transition into the world as your new self. You start manifesting things around you that resonate with the new version of yourself, right? But you also kind of have this this kind of underlying, I don't want to call it dark night of the soul, but kind of a challenge, an underlying challenge of dealing with things around you, people, places, and things around you that are slightly under your frequency, your vibrational frequency. As you increase your frequency and vibration higher and higher and higher, it's like the environment around you has to catch up to you. You're constantly leading the way into 5D, into a higher level of consciousness for the rest of the collective, right? And it was kind of difficult to acclimate to the old world, the 3D world again, even though you're kind of raising the frequency vibration of 3D and everything in it, because you have to lower yourself, you have to lower your energies again in order to acclimate, and then you go high up into these beautiful high dimensional worlds, and then bring that energy into your being, into your aura, into your systems, and then acclimate it into the world. And so you're slowly raising the vibrational frequency of the world and of the collective by piercing through the veil, going into higher dimensions, higher energy, and then bringing that back down and letting everything around you bring it up. But you're doing it on your own. You've been doing it on your own a lot, mostly physically, and so that's been kind of difficult. Okay, and then the next card I got was the Empress. And this is the kind of energy of, yeah, but you're sitting pretty, You get to have this experience that not many people get to have, which is just manifesting all the things that you want to manifest, living out your dreams. And these dreams are fantastical. They're huge. They're visionary. You get to live a life where you get to be this visionary, and you get to live it out. But it was a lot of downloads, manifesting small, going through Dark Night of the Souls alone, and not even knowing what you're doing half the time, feeling like you're at a standstill, trying to figure things out, because you're a way shower. You're showing the way to the rest of the collective, but in order to do that, you have to figure it out yourself, and you've been mostly doing it alone, maybe with one or two other people at most at a time. But yeah, you get to live this really fantastical life. And so then we come back to the twin flame, the divine counterpart. It's like, well, so is there a divine counterpart coming in for these beautiful twin flames? And I got the King of Cups in reverse. And I'm like, yeah, you're bringing in the energy of this divine counterpart. I'm like, is this energy like a physical person? Is it just an energy? Is it something within yourself? Is it an energy you're bringing in within yourself? Or is it an outside energy? Or is it a physical person? And I got the Three of Wands in reverse, which for me is the yes card. But it came out in reverse, which means which matches up with this King of Cups, that you are, really quickly going into this union, meeting up with this physical representation of your divine counterpart, of this higher level, high frequency divine energy. in a physical form. And then I got this 8 of Wands as a confirmation. Yeah, this is happening very quickly. The 8 of Wands with the Chariot. Yeah, you're coming into union very, very quickly. So now you're caught up to where I was in asking these questions, preliminary questions, before we even start the twin flame reading. And there's a couple other things I want to ask. This is just off the top of my head, but it's kind of like, well, is there a reason? Like it is all the twin flames, all across the globe, coming into union around the same time. Yes. Oh, wow. Okay. And why? Wow, the King of Swords and the Ace of Swords. Okay. So I'm getting that it's time. It's time, and you know it, and they know it. Okay. And the 7 of Cups in reverse. So it's kind of like I'm asking more like why. And it's kind of because you've played out every other scenario already. So when you come into this life, you kind of are separated from your twin flame, so you can, have some experiences outside of each other. You can have experiences that you've always wanted to have. Of course, you've had many lifetimes in this physical form and in different ways, different circumstances. But one of the things that the twin flames wanted to do is have their own experiences without the other twin flame, because you've definitely had a lot of lifetimes together, but you wanted to do something, you want to have some lifetime experiences without each other for once. And you kind of satisfied all the experiences that you wanted to have. So even in this physical form, in this lifetime, currently, right now, for you beautiful twin flame, you might be feeling like, yeah, you kind of did the things that you wanted to do. You've had the experiences that you want to experience. You got to, even in this lifetime where you may have forgotten, like, when you're born here, you kind of forget your connection to the divine, and your spiritual journey is finding that light again, right? Finding out who you really are, and sometimes remembering things from past lifetimes or future lifetimes, or things that your soul knows in order to kind of help you in this current lifetime. And twin flames are super, supremely spiritual and can remember some of the things that you wanted to experience. So you might have had a variety of experiences and a lot of dark ones, and there must have been some experiences that you purposely put in for yourself up till now to kind of be able to help other people and kind of remember some of the more difficult lifetimes that you've had and difficult experiences that you've had, and even some good ones where you're, royalty or abundant beyond your wildest dreams. Just so you can relate enough to those experiences to help other people if necessary, and also to live the life that you always wanted, because there's part of your soul that kind of wants to experience everything. So when you remember that, you've had a lot of dark experiences and a lot of good experiences, not in just past lifetimes, but in this current lifetimes, you have enough to go on to be like, all right, I've had enough experience. I can help other people if necessary. I have a lot of wisdom to pull from, cataloged to pull from, whether it's your own or other people that you've encountered in this lifetime, to help other people or to kind of figure out any kind of life scenario. And then now it's kind of like, yeah, I'm ready for 5D life now, wow, yeah, the 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, and you might have even had a lot of these experiences through dream states, through, like I mentioned before, seeing other people's life experiences, kind of understanding other people's life experiences that are on a different path than yours, and so you didn't have to go through it yourself. You can just learn from other people's stories. and things like that. So now you're on your own and you're feeling pretty good. We have the Empress here. You're kind of in the knowing that you've experienced the life experiences that you've wanted to experience. You've kind of have a catalog of experiences to pull from if you ever need it. And you're kind of ready for something more. You've kind of exhausted everything you wanted to do in this lifetime already. All right, so I'm going to just ask, like, Spirit, what do you have to say about this? The Queen of Cups and the Magician. So with the Queen of Cups and the Empress and the Nine of Pentacles here, it feels like Spirit is just saying, enjoy this time. Enjoy this time and just kind of let things manifest. Take care of your body, take care of your mental health, your emotional health. Just focus on you, specifically just yourself. If you have kids, parents, grandparents, grandkids, nieces, nephews, or whatever that you have to help with, people that rely on you for work or in your community or your neighbors, help them very, 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 very bare minimum. But really, it's the time to focus on yourself. Get babysitters, get other people to help you. Really just hone in on your energies at this time and let things manifest. You're falling in love with yourself, with the divine, with your life, and with your abundance. The Page of Cups and the Ten of Swords in reverse. So this challenge of, you've had your Dark Night of Souls, you learned your lessons, you've acclimated, and every time you kind of lowered your energy, you would kind of enjoy 3D things again. Maybe you would indulge in the content that you consume. Maybe you really like, dystopian sci-fi flicks, or TV shows, or very, or reality TV shows, or, really surface level content. Here and there, maybe you got really into your looks, really got into material wealth, of things that are not really that frivolous, how many gold watches do you actually need? How many, gemstone rings do you need? Or, how many, like, nice brand shirts and equipment and things like that do you need, right? It's like, okay, this is just a little extra, maybe you just like it. That's fine. You get to enjoy your 3D. So you're going into the state of going into heaven, going to these higher dimensional states, and then coming back to Earth, and then remembering all the pleasures Earth has. It was one of the reasons you incarnated here. It's like, yeah, you want your pizza and wine, but you get to enjoy some of the earthly pleasures, which you usually do when you kind of acclimate back to the collective energies, the entire Earth's energies, to raise it, right? And that's why they say, like, working on your own energies raises the vibration of everything around you, everyone in the world and the world itself. But yeah, you get kind of back into those earthly pleasures that you might have liked, yeah, and then you kind of go back into these. It comes in cycles. Go back into these higher dimensional ways where you start to research a lot of these mysteries and curiosities that you have, whatever field, whatever knowledge base that you're interested in. Maybe it's something that you've always been interested in. Maybe it's like a new branch of it, or maybe it's something completely new, but you like to research. You're a very curious person. You sometimes try things out in your own life, or in your, in terms of nutrition, in your own body, in your own lifestyle. And that's the kind of person you are. You learn things, and you put in those new things that you learned to use in your own life. You take what you've learned and put it into practice. You make it finds a way to make it practical, which is basically going into your higher states, the etheric realm, the astral realm, the higher mind state, and then coming back into this physical form and applying it. You're putting it out into the world. But there's something unique here. The Hanged Man. Interesting. And the King of Swords. But there's something you're waiting for. Okay, so we see here that you're waiting for manifestations. You're having a lot of things manifest at this time, so you're letting it manifest and you're kind of living your best life. So whatever you kind of acclimated this time is really pouring into the physical realm at this time. So whatever you kind of downloaded, worked through, and are bringing through the physical right now, it's very, very big. It's very lucrative. It's very prosperous. It's very abundant energy in the physical form. So it's very, very physical. So you're probably manifesting like your 5D life, your everything, right? A lot of money, a lot of really good divine connections, a lot of health, a lot of physical material things, a beautiful home, and even internal and external beauty. So your personality is going to be upgraded. Your mind, your heart energies are going to be upgraded, so you can even think better. You're going to be able to think more clear and even store more data I'm getting, or access more data from the Akashic, and even just your computing power is going to exponentially expand. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time saying that word. Exponentially expand. Yeah. Gosh. And then even your heart energies is going to be able to really, you're going to be able to turn your light on so fully that your heart energies are going to be so large. Like you're going to have like a massive increase in the amount of heart energies you can hold, give out, and bring in. So you're going to be able to, you're going to bring in connections with other people more strongly. You're going to be able to give more love, have more space to love more people. So, you're going to be able to connect with more family members, more friends, and even communities and larger communities on such a deep level. It's kind of one of those things, like, when you have a guru, a really, like a legit guru, I don't know, they're giving out these titles like nothing nowadays, but a legit guru, when they come into a room full of people, they're able to connect with so many people because that's how big and expanded their heart energies are. The people start feeling happy right away, and they start feeling giddy. They start feeling light in their bodies. They feel like they're floating, and that's the power of someone who has a very expanded heart space. They can connect with more people at a time, and their energy is so powerful. They can, really, you can feel it. When you walk into a room, and they can, hold that kind of energy in like a large meeting space, or even a stadium for like the really, really top tier ones. But yeah, so your heart space is going to be expanded. Your mental capacities are going to be expanded. Your personality is going to be vastly improved. And you're like, what is wrong with my personality? Nothing's wrong, beautiful twin flame, with your personality. I'm just saying that, like, when you have access to this kind of knowledge and this kind of remembrance of your past lives and who you are, and get this, it's not even like 100% of everything that your soul knows, but it is a major step up in terms of remembering what your soul knows. Your personality changes because it's kind of like when you're a mature adult and you're around a bunch of kids, like you can relate. You're like, oh yeah, I was once a kid who didn't know anything, who didn't know about emotions, or how to connect ideas, or, how to share ideas eloquently and charismatically, or in a very sensitive and aware state. And when you become much more calm and chill and just at peace and nothing bothers you, and you're just kind of, as a mature adult, you kind of get to level up in that way. It's kind of something similar to that. Like your soul matures, your spirit, your spirit is part of your soul, soul's energy that is inside this physical body. So your spirit also expands to incorporate more of your soul's energy. And so, like, the maturation that comes along with that is going to change your behavior, how you see the world, the things you want to spend time thinking on, working on, the people, places, and things you want to spend more time doing. Your ability to do things are going to expand. So your psychic abilities and your ability to multitask and zone in on things, focus in on things, are going to expand. Your feminine and masculine energies are, really balanced at this time. That's why I'm doing this twin flame reading for everyone in the twin flame collective, not just masculine and feminine energy, because it's you're both masculine and feminine energy are very powerful, strong, turned on, as in they're fully powered up, and they've expanded, and they're not just healed and matured. It's expanded into a more divine form of this masculine feminine energy, or this dualistic energy, in whatever form that is apparent to you. And then also you're with that much beautiful divine energy, holding that much light, holding that much love in your physical body and your physical energies. It's also going to make you look younger, more healthier, get you more active. You're going to be able to do things it's going to feel like you're in your 20s, or at least you're going to feel like you're at least 2 decades younger, 2-3 decades younger in your energies. Yeah. And your body's actually even going to heal and look that way. Yeah. You might even have, females, you might even get your menstrual cycle back if you're in in perimenopause state, or it's rewinding the clock, and you're gonna have a lot of healing in your muscles. You're reversing time. You're gonna have wrinkles go away. You're gonna have more hair on your top of your head. Your skin's gonna get more elastic, and therefore kind of pull back a little bit more. Your pores, if they're larger on your face, they're gonna shrink a little bit more. So you're gonna notice you're gonna sweat a little bit less. And yeah, you're just gonna be more healthier in general. So you don't need to sweat as much. You don't need to, you're going to be healthy. You're going to want to eat healthy, because you're not going to have any body odor or anything like that. You're going to get a lot more hair. That's for sure. And yeah, just no, just clear eyes, no bad breath. You're going to see your bones and your teeth even kind of get restored. You're going to, it's going to feel different. And at the same time, you're going to feel lighter, so you might actually lose weight a little bit, or you might even, your cells are going to work a little bit differently. I'm getting your DNA and your cells are going to be upgraded. Your whole body, your whole physical system is going to be upgraded into this higher version. And it's so slight, but it's definitely, you can tell under microscopes. So it's going to be definitely studies on this. People are going to find that oh, look, these cells are changing, and they're going to be oh, it's going to be just a few people here and there that they find this anomaly in, but they're going to realize soon it's no, these people are actually evolving into this next physical form, next physical human form. Because it's that light body coming in, right? So like, yeah, your cells are going to even behave differently. I'm seeing an image, but I don't know I don't know how to describe it. I've been studying like more biology recently and human physiology and anatomy, but like I still don't know how to describe what I'm seeing, but hopefully I can figure that out later. Okay, so back to the twin flame things. So yeah, you're gonna see you're kind of really just here to enjoy this kind of upgrade at this time, because before it was kind of like whenever you upgraded your energy, it was kind of like you came back into the 3D world, and it's like, ugh, the 3D world is so sluggish, it's so heavy, it's so dark sometimes, you know, or maybe like a little bit, it's a little bit heavier, a little bit darker, a little bit more darker. But you get to, you as a light worker, as a twin flame, you always focus on the positives, right? No matter what your outward circumstances were, you always found the good in the things that you had in your life, and you're always very grateful. Like, props to you, beautiful soul. But now it's a little bit different. I'm getting what you're coming into is a huge manifestation, and like I mentioned, just within your own body, within your own being, it's going to be so different. So imagine how that's going to manifest outward in your life. And it's going to be such a grand transformation this time around. You know, we've been getting hit by those like really strong sun energies, galactic energies onto this planet for a lot in the past like few years. It's going to be a huge physical manifestation. That's why I kept saying, like, yeah, there's a bubble being formed around you, because why? Because you're not going to be alone anymore. You're going to be sharing these energies. Okay. You're not going to be alone anymore. You're going to be sharing these energies. Who? Okay. The Two of Swords and the Empress card. You're not supposed to know. Okay, so now this is where it gets interesting, because this is where they stop giving me information. So that means this is something big happening now for twin flames. The Empress here, okay, in reverse. You're I'm getting, you're not meant to like use this huge energy that you've downloaded and manifesting now into the physical. You're not meant to kind of use that to upgrade the entire collective and the whole world this time. Okay. With the Page of Cups here, it's like you're focusing on yourself. You're not meant to go through a dark night of the soul again. And you're not meant to have that feeling of I have to go back into the grungy 3D world and make the most of it again after coming back from that high dimensional energy. Okay, so what's going to be happening? The Star card, wow, in reverse. Okay, so something is coming in. People are coming in. Soul family, soul friends. Oh my goodness, the Star card again. Okay, so whatever is coming in, it's really, really good energy. Just kind of let it come in. It's people coming in. So this time you're not meant to kind of upgrade the entire collective, the entire world with this beautiful energy that you've downloaded from the higher dimensions. This time around, you are meant to come together with other people who are downloading as big an energy as you, and come together with them, share with them this energy. This time you're only sharing it with your own collective. Oh my God, what is happening? I've never stuttered so hard in a reading on certain words before. This is crazy. So exponentially, and then your collective. And what this is going to do, this is bifurcation that we were talking about. And when we go into 5D, we kind of cut off from the rest of the collective, right? Because the rest of the collective decided to go through this spiritual awakening together as a collective on their own. We, as twin flames, light workers, starseeds, have gone through this awakening on our own individually as way showers, kind of showed the way to the rest of the collective. But now, as this big, very big downloads and very big energy has been coming onto the earth, we've been getting ready for this massive physical manifestation. And it's not just like a little bit of money or a little upgrade in your career, or, you know, finding one true platonic soul family friend, or, you know, finding a lower level romantic soulmate. It's like, or finding, you know, a really small good piece of high frequency land. No, this is going to be massive amounts of high frequency 5D energy into all parts of your life, where you're getting such a huge upgrade. And you can tell by just the upgrade within yourself what this is going to look like outside of yourself. And that's why you're kind of in a bubble, I'm getting, is because you're not meant to bring this energy outward into the collective, into the world just yet. This time you're going to take that beautiful energy, keep it within your own bubble, and expand your bubble by coming together with other like-minded, like-souled, kindred spirits. So you're going to find maybe a divine counterpart, maybe one or two or a few or several soul family members who are doing just the same thing as you energetically, energy-wise, right? And so that way you can come in and form a bigger bubble. And you're supposed to kind of just highly concentrate this manifestation, this very, very strong, powerful, potent, divine love and light energy within your own body, within your own sanctuary, your own safe space, I'm getting. Wow. You're supposed to highly concentrate it this time, not just let it go into the collective and into the physical world. You're concentrating it amongst yourselves. So that's why you're meeting these people, I'm getting. That's why it's a little bit different this time. And you don't feel like you're going to have to come back down to 3D anymore. No. And I mentioned recently in a soul mission reading that most light workers are entering this like 51% in 5D energy, where most of the time you're in this very high vibrational state. Now, are there other light workers out there who are, you know, very advanced, have been in 51% or more 5D energies for a very long time, probably even in the higher echelons of this kind of love and light energies, holding it, being able to sustain it and keep it in their own mental, emotional states and physical bodies for a very long time. Yeah, there are those out there. They're sages, they're priestesses, priests, they're shamans, they're really, really highly spiritual leaders, all right? They're out there, right? But I'm talking about the collective. I'm talking about this bifurcation happening, and the Lightworker, the twin flame, the Starseed community as a whole. We're kind of grouped together in this reading, in this energy, because it's us and them at this time. This bifurcation, it's 5D and 3D at this time. You know, we're separating so we can form our own kind of energy, our own kind of world. We're not leaving them behind. They just chose to go through this kind of awakening in their own way, at their own time, together. Okay. I'm kind of getting now, like, who knows if they're just going into the 3D Earth and they're going to go through this whole, where is it, like 52, 56, 26,000 and then 52,000 year cycle or something like that, right? The whole like golden age into the silver, bronze, iron age, and again, who knows? Is it going to be that, or is it going to look like they're just going to awaken alongside of us? Who knows? But what I'm getting is that we're still going to be, we're bifurcating, but we're still going to be able to see them because we're going to be still close to each other, this 5D Earth and this 3D Earth. So we're going to see them going through this catastrophe and this kind of like doomsday timeline, which is what they need to kind of reform their collective consciousness, where we are ready to kind of move into this 5D planet, and there's going to be fewer of us. Okay, you've seen this in different ancient civilizations around the world, where they just kind of disappear. It wasn't just one civilization; it was like many civilizations around the world that were ready to go into this new 5D Earth, and this kind of bifurcation. It's just natural. It's just what happens. Things separate. DNA separates in order to replicate, things like that. It's a natural system of the universe. So as we kind of form our new world's DNA, we're going to still be able to see the old world, right? And we're going to be able to see like the chaos that ensues there, but the chaos is necessary. And on that level, the chaos is necessary on that level for them, because they need to kind of have that kind of radical change in order to evolve. Whereas we've kind of already gone through that, and we don't need to go through a dark night of soul. We don't need to have chaos ensue. And in fact, what we're doing is we're coming out of this chaos energy and making order. We're making order. And this order is our golden age period, where we're going to see a lot of things that just make sense happen. The way that communities are formed, the way neighborhoods are laid out, the way that our food system works, the way that our healthcare works, the way that our educational system works. It's going to be natural or organic, and it's going to look like a lot like Atlantis or Lemuria. See, if I started on a word, that means it's relevant to me at this time. I should probably do some Lemuria meditations, just to kind of download some ideas at this time. Not a bad idea to do some meditations with our beautiful ancient ancestors that have gone through similar things. But yes, it's gonna look very rudimentary. It's gonna look like we're going back to the caveman stages a little bit, or like maybe like more of the Renaissance period, or the caverns and the castles and that kind of imagery, just because of how we're going to be working so well together and how organic these things are going to come across. Dirt roads that are now that you kind of wear down because it's just a natural path from here A to B. Though everything's just going to naturally form, and then it's going to get more advanced technologically as we also advance spiritually. But it starts off looking kind of rudimentary and kind of more close to nature kind of living, just to kind of have like a starting off point to work off of. Okay, anything else Spirit wants to say? Ace of Swords, like this. It's time. It's time. But do you know what it's time for? Okay, the Justice card. Your just desserts. You've worked really hard to finally get to where you are in your life. You worked your whole life, you worked many lifetimes to be able to get to this point where you can evolve into a world that is love and light energy only. There's a long period of peace coming, where you get to enjoy your creativity, enjoy using your intuition, your natural curiosity, and indulge them with you're building Tartaria. You're building those beautiful buildings and beautiful ways to heal the community through water and sound frequency and bells and channels and all things, food, herbs, plants, all the things. You get to research science and the things that actually matter, that actually help people, versus just the things that help companies, right? It's a very beautiful vision that Spirit is giving me here. So we started with the divine counterparts and we ended up getting a vision for the future. So hopefully this inspired you and motivated you and helped you kind of see where things are going on the higher level with twin flames, with starseeds, with lightworkers in general. All right, so I'll see you in part 2 for the actual, how do they feel about me? What are their thoughts? What's actually going on in the physical? When's physical union? That'll be in part 2. All right, thank you so much, beautiful soul, and I wish you much love and light.